Hello and welcome. In this lecture, we're going to be making our level look a bit better by putting in some proper materials and adjusting the lighting in our room. Let's dive in and see how to do this. So since we've migrated to our new level here, we have lost all the functionality that we had in our previous level. If we go ahead and hit play, we can fly around this level, but hitting spacebar just makes us go up. So how do we change that? Well, fortunately, we can easily copy our functionality over from the old level. We just need to go and find it in the starter content maps folder and open up minimal default. Then we need to open up the level blueprint from the toolbar and then level blueprint. And then we can select all of the nodes in here by doing Control A and then Control C to copy them. Then opening up the content drawer again, we can go to the root of content, open up the main level, and then open up its level blueprint by clicking the drop down and opening level blueprint. And then finally, when we're in here, we can select everything and delete all the nodes that are currently here, and then just Control V to paste in the functionality that we wanted. And now if we hit play in the toolbar, you can hit spacebar and fire the cannonballs. Sometimes they go through the walls, which is kind of funny, but you can fire the cannonballs at the scene. Now, the most obvious thing that is wrong with this scene is that there are no materials whatsoever on the floors and ceilings. That is something we need to fix. Now, fortunately, we've got some great materials in this project already that came from the starter content. But if we wanted to filter just for all the materials, so whether it's in the industry props pack or in the starter content, then we can do this quite easily by going to the little filter button to the right of the search bar in the content browser, and then going to materials and then checking the material filter. This will automatically go and look for all materials that we have in our project. So we could do things like bring in a grassy wall, and we can drag that material onto a surface of our geometry brush, and we've got ourselves a grassy wall, which isn't exactly the most conventional wall material, but it certainly illustrates the point. And one more thing that we can do to tweak our environment here is look at how it's currently being lit. If we look at the outliner and search for light, then you can see that there are a couple of light sources in here. There is an omnidirectional skylight, which is just sending in light from all sorts of directions and giving us a kind of fill color. And there is a directional light, which is called the light source in this case, and that reflects the way that the sun lights our scene. So you can see that the shadows coming in from the windows are quite a harsh angle here, and that's because of the sunlight angle. If you double click on the light source, you can see the icon for the directional light is a sun with an arrow showing the direction, and we can use the rotate tool to change the directionality of that arrow and so the directionality of our sunlight. So we can extend the shadows, change the direction of the shadows and have them cast against a wall or have them come further into the room as we wish. So you can mess around with that to your heart's content to light the scene in the way that you would like. So let me challenge you to decorate your own room. I'd like you to choose some materials you like and drag them onto the floors and walls and ceilings, probably choosing something different and something that matches with an industrial vibe against the floors and ceilings and something that makes sense. Or you could go completely wacky, wherever your heart takes you in this particular instance. And then I'd like you to adjust your lighting as well to however you like it. And once you're done, don't forget to go and share a screenshot of what you've created in the discussions below this lecture so other students can see the great work you're doing. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, welcome back. So obviously I'm not going to keep grass on my wall. I think my walls will probably be some sort of clay brick, so I can drag that onto the wall instead. And there you go, we've got a nice bricky texture. I'm just going to repeat that on my other walls. Okay, that is done. Now, I haven't been completely complete about this because you would have to drag the texture onto each of the window sills as well. But because they're a little bit far off in the distance, I'm not going to bother with this on screen. And you can, of course, do this level of polish if you so desire. But next up, I'm going to bring in some tiled concrete material for the ground, which I think gives us a nice rustic look. And then finally, for the ceiling, I'm going to go for these concrete panels material. So let's drag that on to the ceiling. And there you go, a very rustic looking ceiling. So finally, let's hit play to test this out and see what it actually looks like once it's all illuminated. And I'd say looking pretty good. We've got some nice light in here. It's quite airy, and we've got the right sort of scale for our props. That's it for this lecture. I will see you in the next one.